So, good morning everyone. Today I am going to discuss wave function psi and psi square. So, this is the under chapter of atomic and molecular structure. Okay, this is the atomic and molecular structure. Under this chapter, there is a wave function and Schrodinger equations, both time dependent and time independent, particle in non-dimensional box. Okay, so this is the portion of quantum mechanics, quantum chemistry. So first we discuss the wave function psi and psi square. Okay, significance, their amplitude, okay, everything. Then we discuss the derivation of Schrodinger equations or time independent. There are two methods we can derive or establish the derivations by method 1 or method 2. Very important, Schrodinger time independent equations, very important. Most of the time Schrodinger time independent equations will come derivation. Okay, sometimes time dependent derivation will come. Okay, so let's see what is the psi, significance of wave function psi. The eigenfunction psi or the wave function psi will have a physical significance only if satisfy the following conditions. The eigenfunction psi or the wave function psi will have a physical significance only if satisfy the following conditions. Number 1, to each system there belongs a function psi which is a solution of the Schrodinger wave equations for that system. To each system there belongs a function psi. To each system there belongs a function psi which is a solution of the Schrodinger wave equations for that system. The function psi is a continuous, finite, single valued at every point in space. Okay. The wave function psi has no physical meaning. It is a complex quantity representing the variation of a matter wave. Okay, you know this is the wave. Okay, this is the probability, which is psi square or psi star, steric probability. This one is the probability. This is the x and x plus dx. Okay, now again I tell you, to each system there belongs a function psi which is a solution of the Schrodinger wave equation for that system. The function psi is continuous, finite and single valued at every point in space. The wave function psi has no physical meaning. It is a complex quantity representing the variation of the matter wave. The wave function psi describes the position of a particle with respect to time. The wave function psi describes the position of particle with respect to time. It can be considered as probability amplitude psi, eigenfunction, wave function, probability amplitude. Probability amplitude, since it is used to find the location of the particle, you see, it can be considered as probability amplitude since it is used to find the location of the particle. Okay, so this is the significance of psi. Now come to the psi square. Psi, probability amplitude, wave functions. It is used to find out the location of the particle. Location of particle we can know from psi value. Now come to the significance of psi square. These are the very two important. In the exam question will come, write down the significance of psi and psi square. The probability of finding the particle. The probability of finding the particle described by a specific wave function psi at a given point and time is proportional to the value of psi square. The probability of finding the particle described by specific wave function psi at a given point and time is proportional to the value of psi square. The square of wave function gives the probability density. The square of wave function is very important. Square of wave function gives the probability density of the particle which is represented by the wave function itself. Square of wave function gives the probability of density of the particle which is represented by the wave function itself. The probability density is expressed. Probability density is expressed as psi and psi steric, where psi star is the complex configurations of psi. Psi and psi star is always real and non-negative. The probability density may vary from point to point, but total probability in the available space must be equal to 1. Again I tell you, probability density is expressed as psi psi star, where psi star is the complex configuration of psi and psi psi star is always real and non-negative. The probability density may vary from point to point. Probability density, okay, may vary point to point, but the total probability in the available space, okay, total probability available space must be equal to 1. More the value of probability density, more likely to find the particle in that region. So more the value of probability density, more likely to find the particle in that region. Again I recap, this is very important. The probability of finding the particle described by specific wave function psi at a given point, and time is proportional to the value of psi square. The square of the wave function gives the probability density of the particle which is represented by the wave function itself. Wave function of itself, psi and psi square. Psi is wave function or eigenfunction, also probability amplitude. So that's why the probability density is expressed. Probability density is expressed as psi psi star, where psi star is the complex configuration of psi and psi psi star is always real and non-negative. The probability density may vary from point to point, but the total probability in the available space must be equal to 1. More the value of probability density, more likely to find the particle in that region. So have the value of probability density. If the suppose this region probability density is high, that should be locate the particle in that region. Okay, that is the significance of psi square and also psi. Next, move on. Schrödinger time independent equation. Schrödinger time independent equations. Very, very important. So I have shown these derivations by two methods. Method 1 and method 2. Whichever is easy, we can write. Okay. So whichever is easy to you, you can write it. I hope method 2 will be very easy compared to method 1. Okay. No problem. We should practice frequently. More practice, you can write down the derivations easily. Otherwise, if you do not practice, then it is impossible to write down the derivation of Schrödinger time independent equations. This is very important for long questions as well as short questions. Write down the Schrödinger time independent equations for one-dimensional box or three-dimensional box. Okay, so that is very important. I told you several times, again I repeat, we should practice again and again. Otherwise you cannot write in the examination hall. So Schrödinger time independent equations. Consider a particle of mass m. Consider a particle of mass m moving positive x direction. Consider a particle mass m moving positive x directions the potential energy of the particle Vx does not depend on the time t. So mass of the particle m moving positive x direction. So particle is moving x directions having mass m. I think you understood. Also having potential energy of the particle Vx does not depend on the time t. Okay, but it depends only the position x. Let momentum of the particle p and the total energy of the particle E and wave function representing the plane wave associated with particle, we can derive or we can write wave function psi. So this is method 1. Wave function psi equals to a e to the power I by h bar. It should be h bar, not h. It is the h bar within first bracket px minus et. So px minus et. This is assigned as a equation 1. So we have to remember psi. How to get this value psi equals to, this is not included in your syllabus. This is huge syllabus, quantum mechanics or quantum chemistry you can say. So this portion. So psi equals to, you should remember psi equals to a into e to the power I by h bar within px minus et. That is I by h bar px by pt. Px minus pt is the numerator. Okay. Don't say that this is the I by h into this. Not like that. Okay. This is the numerator. So partial differential equation 1 with respect to x, we get del psi by del x equals to ip. Ip by h bar a into d bar I by h bar px minus et. Keep in mind px minus et, it is with I, numerator, not denominator. Again I tell you. Okay. So I have written this in ChemDraw. So that's why. Okay. Here I put first bracket means it does not means with it is remain with h bar. It is in numerator. So del psi by del x equals to ip by h bar. H bar. This is the bar. A into the e to the power I by h bar into px minus et. Now what? Now del psi del x equals to ip by h bar into psi. Can I write? Because this equals to psi, as psi equals to a into e to the I by h bar into px minus et. So you can write. So can I write del psi by del x equals to ip by h bar into psi. Okay. Now del psi by del x. Sometimes some books it has been assigned as a minus. Okay, no problem. So del psi by del x equals to ip by h bar into, not x, into, here it is into, within first bracket I into I. So complex number I into I square minus 1. So p psi here by mistake psi is not given. Here by mistake psi. Okay, it should be here. It should be psi. Here psi should be here. By mistake psi is omitted. So ip into I by h bar. Okay, you can do this. It will not take time. Okay, do one thing. Sorry. So edit. Sorry for this mistake. Okay. sorry for interruption, because here psi is missing. Okay, so now look, del psi by del x ip by h bar into I, that is I square minus 1. So p psi, can I write p psi equals to minus ih, okay, minus ih bar, this is the h bar, so minus ih bar del psi by del x, equation 2. Okay, so this is the equation 2. So p psi equals to minus I h bar del psi by del x. Here psi is omitted in the previous, that's why I am rectify it. Okay, so psi, p psi equals to, can I write minus this minus sign, minus h bar del psi del x. Okay. Now move. Here we know total energy. Total energy equals to kinetic energy plus potential energy. So total energy equals to kinetic energy plus potential energy. Again, kinetic energy we know half mv square, and potential energy is v. Okay, again we can write this half into m multiplying m square in the numerator and denominator, m square by m into v square plus v. Okay, now so m square mv, we know mv means p, momentum, mv means p, so equals to p square, mv square v square means p square by twice m plus v. You see here, if you multiply in the both side, numerator denominator, then it will be m square v square by m, now mv equals to p, so m square v square equals to p square, so that's why p square by twice m by v plus v, so E equals to p square by twice m plus v. On multiplying both side by side, E psi equals to p square by twice m plus v into psi. Both left hand side and right hand side, just multiply psi. Okay, so E psi equals to p square by twice m plus v into psi. Now on putting the value of p psi from equation 2 p psi, this is the value of p psi. Okay, E psi equals to 1 by twice m as it is, into minus ih bar whole square, because this is the p square, into del square psi by del x square. Again I show you here, minus ih whole square del square psi by del x square plus v psi. Okay, again I tell you, this is the 1 by 2m, p square means minus ih h bar whole square del square psi plus del x square plus v psi. So E psi equals to minus h bar square del square psi by del x square by twice m. Okay, so minus h bar square by twice m del square psi by del x square plus v psi. What will happen? Okay, now E psi minus v psi come here, so E psi minus v psi, and this thing also comes left hand side, it should be positive, so that's why h bar square del square psi by del x square twice m, so h bar square, this h bar square by twice m, so del square psi by del x square plus E, taking psi common, E minus v psi equals to 0. Okay, now so del square psi by del x square plus twice m, because h bar equals to h by twice pi, so twice m by h by twice pi whole square, E minus v psi equals to 0. Okay, so or simplification, del square psi by del x square plus 4 pi square, so 4 pi means 8 pi square m, come to the numerator, and denominator a square, so del square psi plus del x square by del x square plus del 8 pi square m by a square e minus b psi equals to 0. Okay, so this is the Schrödinger time independent equation for one dimensional, okay, one dimension motion of particle. For three dimensional, del square psi by del x square plus del square psi by del y square plus del square psi by del z square plus 8 pi square m a square e minus b psi equals to 0, or Laplacian operator capital delta equals to delta square psi, this one. The delta means del of del x, del psi, del of del y, del of del z. So del square psi, this one equals to del square psi plus, so del square by del x, del square by del y square, del square by del z square equals to del square, and psi, this one psi, so del capital del square psi Laplacian operator plus 8 pi square m by a square e minus b psi equals to 0. Okay, so what again I tell you, this is the very important. So up to this point there will be no problem. Okay, so p psi equals to minus I h bar del psi by del x. Next, you know total energy, kinetic energy, potential energy. Kinetic energy plus potential energy equals to total energy. Kinetic energy we know half mv square, potential energy v, half mv square we can write multiplying numerator and denominator m, we get half m square v square m. So m square v square you know p means mv, so p m square v square means p square, that's why p square by twice m plus v. So multiplying both sides psi, e psi whole into psi. So putting the value of psi, p psi in from equation 2, we get in the above equation we get e psi equals to 1 by 2 m into p square means minus I h bar whole square into del square psi by del x square plus this is the v psi. E psi equals to minus h bar square del square psi by del x square by 2 m plus v psi. Now if you come take v psi in the left hand side, so and this one also this side, what will happen, h bar square del square psi by del square twice m plus e minus b, psi taking common, e minus b equals to 0. Or what will happen if you put h bar in case of h by twice pi, h bar equals to h by twice pi, then we get del square psi by del x square plus what will happen, e minus b psi into twice m by h by twice pi whole square, that is del square psi by del x square plus 8, this is the 4 pi square, so 4 pi comes to here, 4 into 2 that is 8 pi square m, in the denominator a square, so 8 pi square m by a square and e minus b psi equals to 0. This is for one dimension motion of a particle. For three dimensional, del square psi del x square plus del square psi by del x square, del square psi by del z square plus 8 pi square m by a square e minus b psi equals to 0. So that is the Schrödinger time independent equation for three dimensional equation. This is for one dimensional, or you can write using Laplacian operator delta square psi plus 8 pi square m by a square e minus b psi equals to 0. So you should practice again and again. Okay, then you can able to write down in your exam these derivations. Okay, so importance of Schrödinger equations, we have another method too. So before going method 2, so importance of Schrödinger equations. On solving Schrödinger wave equations, we can determine the value of psi at any position in space. Psi equals to function of x, y, z. Once we have obtained the value of psi, we can also determine the probability density, that is psi square. Energy E may be obtained from the expression H psi equals to E psi. So that is the importance of Schrödinger wave equations. Okay, that is the importance of Schrödinger wave equations. On solving Schrödinger wave equations, we can determine the value of psi at any position in space. Psi is a function of x, y, z. Once we have obtained the value of psi, we can also determine the probability of density, that is psi square. So energy E may be obtained from the expression H psi equals to E psi. So we should practice this derivation from method 1. Okay, next method 2. Schrodinger time independent equations by method 2. So let us represent a wave as a sine function as psi equals to a sine 2 pi x by lambda. Okay, you should remember this. Psi equals to a function is a sine function of a into sine 2 pi x by lambda, which is assigned as a equation number 1. Okay, where a is amplitude or maximum height of the wave. As you know, amplitude or height of the wave, this is the maximum height of the wave, amplitude. Okay. So a is the amplitude or maximum height of the wave, and x is the displacement from the origin, and lambda is the wavelength of the wave. So a is the amplitude or maximum height of the wave, and x is the displacement from the origin, and lambda is the wavelength of the wave. Equation 1 may be differentiated twice. Equation 1 may be differentiated twice. With respect to x, we get del square psi by del x square. Okay, with respect to x, del square psi by del x square equals to minus 4 pi square by lambda square. 4 pi square by lambda square a sine 2 pi x by lambda, or minus 4 pi square by lambda square into psi. As you know, a sine 2 pi x by lambda nothing but a psi from these above equations. So del square psi by del x square equals to, we get minus 4 pi square lambda square psi, which is assigned, denoted as a equation 2. So which is assigned as a equation number 2. Again I tell you, if you differentiate this equation 1 twice with respect to x, then we get del square psi by del x square equals to minus 4 pi square by lambda square a sine 2 pi x lambda. As you know, a sine 2 pi x lambda nothing but a psi. So that's why this moves into 4 pi square by lambda square psi, which is assigned as a equation number 2. Okay. In the method 1 derivations, as I told you already, the total energy of the electron is given by E equals to kinetic energy plus potential energy. We know kinetic energy nothing but a half mv square, and also potential energy also V. Okay, so what we have done here, twice E, multiply twice E equals to 2V plus mv square. Okay, if you multiply 2 in the numerator, what will happen? So twice E, going to cancel out mv square plus twice V. Now V square equals to, can I write V square equals to twice E minus twice V, that is taking common 2 into E minus V. So V square equals to 2 into E minus V by M. Very simple. E equals to kinetic energy plus potential energy. Again kinetic energy equals to half mv square, potential energy plus V. Again we just multiply 2 in the numerator in the both side, twice a E equals to 2 to cancel out mv square here plus twice V. Now in case of, if I write V square equals to twice E minus 2V by M, or V square equals to twice taking common E minus V by M, so we get the value of V square equals to twice into E minus V by M. Okay, now according to de Broglie equations, lambda equals to H by mv, mv nothing but a P, as you told earlier, mv nothing but a P, momentum H by Planck constant H. So lambda equals to H by mv according to de Broglie. If I square lambda square equals to H square m square V square. Okay, now we can just simplification H square by m square. Okay, then we have into 1 by V square. Now putting the value of V square, if you put the value of V square here, So m come to the numerator and twice into e minus b come to the denominator. So that's why a square by m square as it is remain into m, that m should come numerator by twice into e minus b, or lambda square equals to a square m, 1 m cancel out, so a square by twice m e minus b. I think you understood. Again I tell you, lambda equals to h by mb. If you square it, lambda square equals to a square by m square b square. Now can I write a square by m square into 1 by b square? So putting the value of b square in this here, as you putting the value numerator denominator, m come to the numerator, so that's why m come to the numerator, and twice into e minus b come to the denominator. Now 1 m cancel out, so lambda square equals to, we get finally a square by twice m, this m, twice m into e minus b. Okay. Now come to the equation number 2. Del square psi by del x square equals to minus 4 pi square by lambda square into psi. Okay. So now putting the value of lambda square, because you know, as I told you, this method 2 is very easy compared to method 1. So putting the value of lambda square in equation 2, what is the del square psi by del x square equals to minus 4 pi square. What is the lambda square value? A square by twice m e minus b. That means twice m e minus b will go to numerator. So that's why you see twice m e minus b come to the numerator, a square in the denominator into psi. That psi remains already in this equation. So that is this side, this side. We just putting the value of lambda square. Putting the value of lambda square, a square by twice m e minus b. So when you put the value in the denominator, twice m into e minus b come to the numerator, a square remains in denominator. So what will happen? Del square psi by del x square equals plus, because this is the negative signs, come to the left hand side. So minus, this will be plus 4 into 2, 8 pi square m by a square into e minus b psi equals to 0. So that is the Schrodinger equation, time independent equation for one dimension motion in particle. Just method 1 and method 2 same. So that is the method 1. So for 3 dimensional, so just del square psi by del x square plus del square psi by del y square plus del square psi by del z square plus 8 pi square m by a square e minus b psi equals to 0, or Laplacian operator capital delta square psi plus 8 pi square m by a square e minus b psi equals to 0. So this is the Schrodinger time independent equation derivations. I have already discussed two methods, method 1, method 2, whichever is easy to you can practice it. So according to me, method 2 will be more easy compared to method 1. So both the method you practice it, whichever is easy, then you can write it in the examination. Okay, so again I just tell you, both the final form is that this is the, if the one more question will come, write down the Schrodinger time independent equations for one dimension motion of particle. One dimension, that means you should write this one, only del square psi by del x square. If it is called 3 dimensional, then you write del square psi by del x square plus del square psi by del y square plus del square psi by del z square plus 8 pi square m by a square e minus b psi equals to 0. Okay, so for one dimensional this one, for 3 dimensional this one. So this is for both Schrodinger time independent equations, method 1 and method 2. So here you should remember psi equals to a sin 2 pi x by lambda. Again, if just differentiate it twice with respect to x, del square psi by del square minus 4 pi square lambda square, a sin 2 pi x by lambda, this one psi. So we get finally this form, which is assigned as equation 2. Again we, from kinetic energy, total energy, we get v square value. From de Broglie equation, lambda square equals to a square by twice m e minus b. Putting this value lambda square, we get these equations. Okay, this is for one dimensional motion for a particle. Okay, for 3 dimensional this one, del square psi by del x square plus del square psi by del z y square del square psi by del z square plus 8 pi square m by a square. A is Planck constant. pi mass of the particles. You know v, you know the value, know the term E, also know the term V, also psi. So you explain whenever you write down the equations of Schrodinger, you should mention the parameter. Okay, so hope you are enjoying this video. So thanks for watching this video.